Wow, wow, wow. Okay, for the person who is asking about that, that is Jimron. I'll drop the link into the chat here. But welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're hearing the sound of my voice, drop a 441 in the chat if you've seen the disclaimer. Let me know where you're calling in from as well, and we will get started. We will get cracking really, really soon. Welcome, VIP Global. Welcome, Sammy. Welcome, Nigeria. Welcome, Dallas, Texas. Welcome to the UK. Welcome, Ohio. Welcome, Birmingham. Welcome back in London. I know the feeling. So we have many more people on there. Don't be shy. Welcome, sweet, sweet Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to the West London. We got a few more people trying to get in. Let's let them in. All right. Great. Welcome, South Africa. South Africa is here. Tobago, the motherland. Welcome. Welcome. All right. Well, we had a very interesting week last week. Again, certain things were a bit choppy, but we were still able to play the market to good effect. You know, once we're understanding that things are going to be a bit dicey, things are going to be a bit choppy, then we know how to position ourselves. Now, again, this is one of the benefits that we have in being in the A-list group is we really look at the fundamentals in a big way. And let me just share this with you. Right? So we look at the fundamentals here in a big way, and we start really talking about how these things are going to affect the market. Now, earlier in the week, right, Coach Terry dropped some fire and some live sessions there, but I've sent out sent out a little video clip, right?
Thing I want you to be aware of is they use the news to manipulate the market stop hunts, right? So personally, I'm expecting a stop hunt that's going to happen on gold. We could see that gold is hovering above previous highs. I'm expecting price to push up a little above that before they even drop off. So keep an eye on that and be very, very conscious of these stop hunting moves. All right. We did have some negative news on the GBP this morning. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. And we'll keep rocking and rolling. The indices, we saw that the news of those chips yesterday had an negative effect on NAS. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Bye for now.
All right. So there we were talking about the potential for a stop on. Let's see the date on that as well. That's the 29th of August, and the time was 11:35 a.m. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go to the chart and see what happened. Let's go to the chart and see what happened. All right. So this is gold right here. This is let's go to the 29th at 11 a.m. It was right. It was right around here, isn't it? That's all the time. 11:35. right? We even go 12. Let's replay. Of course, we saw what happened there, right? So what I was saying is that we had this zone marked off for the entire week, really. Price came up into the zone here. This whole, you see this zone right here, and it dropped off and pushed up, dropped off, hit take profit target one on Wednesday. Then we had a pullback. And what I was saying in that video is that I'm expecting a little bit of a stop hunt, above these highs. Okay, the market needs that liquidity to drop off before it drops, right? Based on our fundamental research, we were expecting the gold to fall off. So let's see what happened after I sent that video at 11:35 in the morning. Let's see what happened in the after. That was Thursday, right? So price actually fell off a little bit, but then look at what happened. Boom, stop hunt, right? On the same day, just in the afternoon. So this is why we need to be a bit patient, because we need to allow that volatility in the market to do whatever it's doing. Okay. So we had that stop hunt above those highs. The price even came back up into the zone here. And then we had a big fall off on Friday, hitting our take profit target again. Right? It hit take profit target once, twice, 3 times for the week, trading off of the same zone. Okay, so we didn't even have to switch our zones here, right? This is the same zone that we were looking to take a sell off of since Monday. I think I sent that out Monday or Tuesday. And it's the same zone. It came back in, drop, came back in, drop. So yeah, there we go, right? We in a demand zone here as well. So let's go to our settings. We could go to our settings in the mood swing tool and we could switch on and off these supply and demand zones. Say if we just switch the boxes off, right? So you can see those zones are gone. But if we want to see them, if you have the mood swing tool, you can literally put these on and it gives you where your supply and demand zones are as well, using the smart money concepts. So, and this comes in very handy, especially if the market is ranging, right? And there's no particularly clear trend to the upside. You're seeing how the news is going to unfold, and all right, well, eventually we're going to have a big drop off, or we're going to have a push to the upside. We could use our supply and demand zones here to get our entry levels, and that's exactly what we did for the week there last week. Now you notice as well in that video clip that we just showed, I spoke about the GBP USD, the GBP. In fact, let me just pull up the calendar. Right? Could you imagine we're the 1st of September already? That's interesting. Right. So I mentioned that the GBP had some negative news. Is it in here? It's probably not in here as high impact news, but we did have some negative news on the pound. And because of that, we had the ability to take a sell off on that pound. Let's check. Yeah, there we go. Boom. See that? So we marked off where we want to sell off on that pound. Again, it's usually at our mood swing levels. See our supply and demand zone here, it was marked off, but even if we have that switched off, so if we switch that off, right, we take trades off of our mood swing level right here. See the red line. If I could zoom in there a little bit, you'll see it. This red line right here. That's our mood swing level. Right? So there we go, right there. And that is, we just put it a few pips in. Right? It had a little bit of a drawdown. And that's trading for you sometimes. Sometimes it's not always to the pip. Have a little bit of drawdown, but then boom, we are in profit by over 60 pips on this GBP USD, and we're expecting it to continue pushing to the downside. The reality is that we don't really need 10,000 trades. We just need the right setups we sit on our hands and wait. We wait for the market to tell us what to do, and then we move according to plan. If the market is not telling us to do anything, if we don't have any information, shouldn't be taking any trades whatsoever. Shouldn't be doing anything, right? So we had a great testimonial on Friday, just somebody who was new to the market, and they literally said that the first trade that they took, let me share that with you. The first trade that they took was that GBP USD, and they actually made their subscription back in that one trade. That is congratulations. Yeah, so Samuel here said that GBP USD is my first trade since I joined this amazing family a few days ago, and guess what? My A-list subscription is paid. I made it back already and more in just one trade with good risk management. Thank you, Coach. And then he further went on to say, I forgot to mention Coach Free Baby. Shout out to Coach Terry. Attending the weekly classes was a real eye-opener. Just when I was on the verge of giving up, I decided to go all in on education. The best decision ever. Enjoy the weekend, family. So there we go, right? So there is hope at the end of the tunnel, but you really got to plug in, apply yourself to the teaching and to the learning, and you will be successful. Now, we have some key dates here for September, which is very important. We need to really always plan ahead and know exactly what is coming, because the reality is that the market, the general market, are actually looking at this information, right? When I say the general market, I'm talking about the movers and shakers, the people who have the kind of money to shake things up and move the market. They are looking at this information, right? So they know the dates that the unemployment rate is going to come for the US. And that is important, right? The non-farm payroll is going to be on this Friday. That is going to feed into how the US economy is doing. And that is going to feed into the confidence that investors will have in the US economy. That is going to feed into how investors are going to place their trades in the US dollar. And so that's important for us to look at as well. Okay? The investors will know that on the 18th of September, there's the inflation rate for the UK. There's interest rate decision on the 18th of September as well. Interest rate decision on the pound on the 19th. So these are very important. In this interest rate decision on the 20th of September, interest rate decision on the 24th for the Aussie. So we've shared this information within the A-list team, so everybody knows what to prepare ourselves for. China is important for us as well, because what is happening in China is going to affect what is happening in the Australian and the New Zealand economy. So that's why we want to be looking at the information for China as well. Okay, so there was one, so there we go. There was one trade that I wanted to look at. Last week, I wanted to send it out the same time as the GBP USD. I think I got distracted, but it's the Euro USD. And I was expecting it to continue to the downside, similar to that GBP USD as well. But again, once you've got the mood swing too, I mean, look at how beautiful that is. Look at that. It just came right back up into our mood swing level right here, right there, right? Pretty much near enough to the pip. Of course, we would have our entry few pips in, and you would have been able to take that trade on your own once you had the tool with you. Look at the day before, right? Again, came right up to a mood swing level. And remember, these levels are printed before the price gets to there, you know that. So that's how powerful this tool is. Before the price even gets here, that level was already printed out. So you could open up your chart and see, all right, well, you know, potentially I want to be able to take my trade off of this level because if your bias was for a sell, that is. Okay. And away we go. So that would have been a beautiful, beautiful move. We didn't take that trade though, but just showing you the power of this thing. So let's look at the economic calendar for this week. This week is going to be a very interesting week because it's the first week of September. What do we have the first week of pretty much every month? What is the major news? Don't be shy. You can just type it into the chat. That's a question, by the way. What is the major news that's going to be happening this week coming? That's right. Okay. The NFP. Yep, that's it. So if we look at this week, right, we're gonna have a lot of action come Friday, non-farm payroll for the US, unemployment rate for Canada. So let's see what's kicking around. We do have some important news, PMI on the GDP. This is tomorrow, actually, tomorrow, Monday. So we definitely want to keep an eye on the pound in that regard, see what information we're going to have kicking around, and we can make a decision as to how we're going to play the pound probably come Tuesday. We do have some PMI news for the US as well, which is, I believe, important. GDP for Australia on Wednesday. I mean, we haven't really looked at Australia for a little bit, but that GDP for Australia on Wednesday is going to be an interesting one for giving some direction to the Australian dollar. Right, so Australian was ranging. We caught this buy. So we caught this buy here some time ago, a few weeks back, but we really haven't looked at it since then. But that GDP news is going to shake things up on Wednesday for sure. So again, so we know that these are coming and we know the days that they're coming. So between then and now, am I going to be doing anything on the Australian dollar? Nope. I ain't going to be doing anything. Just going to leave that, let that simmer. Now, I mean, potentially, we could do something based on the news that's happening on Tuesday, but then we know that we have some news happening on Wednesday that could shake things up a bit. Some more PMI news for the pound again on Wednesday. So the pound is going to be active this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there is some news there. So the pound is definitely some opportunity this week here. And of course, the US come Tuesday, Thursday, Friday for sure. Shake things up. Again, we've got to be patient. Remember that they use these news events to seek out liquidity in the market. Okay. As what happened last week Thursday, when I said look out for the stop hunt. That's exactly what happened, right? There was some news event and they use it to do a little bit of a stop hunt and boom. Right? Gold drop off like mega amounts. We didn't even measure it. Okay. So that is our action for this week. Let me, yep. So there is a bank holiday tomorrow in Canada and US. But there will be action in the London market. Okay. There'll be action in the London market. So if I go back to GBP USD, shout out to Coach Terry as well for those for the oil trade last week, and he really did well on the gold. For gold going up, gold coming back down. Shout out to Coach Terry. Right, okay. So this GBP USD, I will still be biased for selling, but of course, I'm waiting for a pullback. I'm waiting for the mood swing tool to print the entry level for me. But that's not going to happen until the market opens up. So when the market opens up, the level is printed, kind of gives you the gauge as to where you should be trading off of. So I mean, look at this from last week. This was Wednesday, printed this level, right, to trade off of. The next day, what happened? It came up to that level, traded down, boom, right? And then it printed this level, price came up into that level, dropped. So we've got the source. So I'm gonna wait. I have to wait until the market opens up to get that level that we want to trade off of. But I'm still biased for this pound to fall off a little bit. And we'll keep an eye on the indices as well because things seem to be shifting around a little bit. UK 100. Not sure. All right, let's see this. All right, so all right, beautifully trending to the upside. And again, look at what's happening here. Hit our mood swing level, boom, push to the upside. It didn't come all the way down on this day, but look at what happened. We have a mood swing level right here. Price came back down into that level, right? Probably a day after. So this was Tuesday. It came up a day after. Then this mood swing level printed, price tapped into that, pushed up, and then this next day, mood swing level, again, price tapped into that, pushed to the upside. So that was like several opportunities there to be able to get in on this UK 100. Again, it's not something that we looked at or analyzed that much. Oh, sorry. In terms of the fundamentals, but we could definitely keep an eye on it. Right. Let's look at the US oil. All right, so we did have a nice US oil trade set up there on Friday from Coach Terry, but I think it was a quick in and a quick out, quick in and quick out. Okay, now I'm not gonna be looking at that too much. What I want to keep an eye on is US 30. I want to keep an eye on US 30 and the NAS. Okay, so there we go. So we're starting to see, even though we had a bit of a drop off there, we're starting to see the US 30 rebounding. And again, look at what happened. This was Thursday, right? Tapped our mood swing level, pushed up. Friday came back to that same level, right? Same level right there, pushed up again. So for all intents and purposes, right? Um, I would mark off this area here, this zone. Right. So based on the mood of the market, um, unless something really drastically changes with the PMI or something, then continuation to the upside on this US 30 is how I view this, right? Continuation to the upside. All right, so I'll share this one with you guys. We look for continuation to the upside on US 30. Some more folks coming in. They're coming in late. Right? Right, there we go. So US 30 for a continuation upside. Yeah, so the index is actually making new highs. Right? New highs. Right, so the market is pretty bullish at the moment. Okay, so we'll wrap it up there for the minute. We know what we want to keep an eye on. We know the currencies that should be moving on specific days, right? Pound tomorrow, and then the US, Australian, more US at the end of the week. Okay. Any questions at all? I do have some exciting stuff coming up. Don't want to spill the beans too much. Do you have any questions at all? Right. Are we looking for gold to continue to buy? Good question. For the moment, I'm biased for it to sell off, but again, things could happen where, oh, hold on. Yeah. For the moment, things could happen in the news where um that could change. So we will just monitor the news and wait. Right? We'll just monitor the news and wait. But for the moment, though, my bias is for a continuation to the downside on this goal here. Now, I know it's in a zone at the moment, right? And it's in a demand zone. Another possibility is that it could literally just range in between these zones. This was another scenario I was explaining to folks. It could literally just range in between these levels until the NFP drops, you know? So it could literally just go up here, down here, up here, down here, up here, right? So the NFP will have a very significant impact on how this goal plays out this week. Okay. Well, probably after this week, really, right? After this week. So again, patience pays. So we just need to be very patient. Right? Right, and with that said, I'm going to wish you a fantastic week. And we will see you on the inside. If you haven't joined in yet, don't miss out on the fun. We have a few new folks coming in. So welcome and have a fantastic trading week. And for those who went shoe shopping this weekend, we're going to go shoe shopping again next weekend. Bye for now.